So communication is very much essential for evolution. So usually we say that we usually share our ideas, our thoughts with each other. We communicate. Similarly, now we are trying our device so they can communicate with each other. So simplest example of communication between the computer is a local area network. So it is basically a network of computers in which these are open to talk using cables. So the purpose of building this type of network is sharing the hardware and software resources. And the best example for this three-layer network is that we were discussing about a three-layer network. We were an application layer which is running on the top of the data link layer using the physical medium that can be a wired or wireless to exchange the signals and messages. So basically this would be a network design where computers are connected to each other, and we are talking about the computers that are connected to each other through wires. So the essential of this LAN is internet, and an internet is basically a network of networks where many heterogeneous networks with data link layers are connected with each other. So there are some intermediate nodes responsible for seamless network connectivity between this heterogeneous network. So the network of networks and a global network, what we are calling with the millions of computer nodes, is called internet. So the purpose of building this network and a major or primary goal is to share the information. Now if the same network is growing in size and there are devices which are getting connected joining this network nodes, they are nothing but our IoT devices. So this is common where we have the architecture of IoT we have seen, where sensors are common, single chip computers are common, microcontrollers, actuators, communication interfaces embedded to them. So as a previous session discussion, we know that any device which have the four capabilities embedded on it, they can be connected to internet. It becomes a node, and whenever a point, we are saying it as a node, or that becomes a part of the larger network. So we have so many predictions saying that by 2020 we have 75 billion or number of devices joining the network connecting to internet. So it can be your watch, it can be your refrigerator. The possibilities are unlimited. Anything, there is an option that they can be connected to internet. So because of this network is growing in size, new challenges are emerging. IoT, Internet of Things. In this particular technology, the role of internet is 101%. So this is the longest cable in connecting devices. Nowadays it is available easily, but the thing is, we are expecting these devices to get connected to internet. But what are the challenges we need to face? First challenge we face is how to identify all these devices. So connecting devices to internet, we need right efficient communication technology to connect devices to internet. So the right communication technology embedded into it, integrated into it to get connected to internet. And second thing is, how do you address those devices? We need more number of unique addresses identified for our device. Each device should identify uniquely, and if you have 50 or 75, how many billion devices, you need that many unique addresses. Similar to these devices, you have so many communication protocols, and we are using different protocols on internet, but they are not suitable for our devices because our devices are resource. So most of the devices, they are connected in the internet. They are resource constrained network nodes. So they are based on microcontroller and microprocessor, and we know that microcontroller and microprocessor, they are limited. They are with limited resources. They are with limited speed, limited amount of nodes. So all these challenges need to be resolved, and we have to discuss all these things one by one. So the point here is Till now we were only performing hands-on sessions for short distance communication, and it was Bluetooth. Now, so there are many organizations which are trying to solve those issues of addressing and getting devices connected to the internet and all these things by developing some protocols. So now what are these protocols? So these protocols are nothing but they are very much necessary for us. They are set of rules, they are set of guidelines, right? So following this you can ensure some seamless connectivity, and that will be essential for proper communication. So IETF, IEEE, they developed TCP/IP protocol. They developed the IEEE, which has developed 7-layer model. So IETF, which is the Institute of Engineering Task Force, they developed TCP/IP protocol stack, which is the backbone of internet. So all these organizations, they are trying to set up rules to build this computer network. So as a part of our last discussions, we were discussing about the 802 standards given by IEEE, where these are data link layer technologies. Now let me remind you what is a data link layer. It is responsible for framing and for transmission, for receiving of the data using physical channel. Most popular version of this protocol is Ethernet, and now we know that 802.11 is a standard of wireless LAN, and it is popularly known as Wi-Fi. This is responsible for the development of wireless LAN protocol known as Wi-Fi. So all these things we know. Now tell me, how many layers are there in this communication model? You are discussing something related to this. So now, okay, what are wires? So you are using a red color wire cable there. So it's a physical layer.
Yes.
Now what does a data link layer do actually? It is a transmitter receiver, right? So who is transmitting?
Yes.
This boy is transmitting via yeah. So mouth and ear.
Bias.
Is it a combination of mouth and ear? So data link layer does not only transmit and receive, it also frames according to the medium you are using. So the medium should understand. It was what data link layer do. First thing is cable is the physical layer. The person is speaking and listening, that is encoding and decoding is done, correct? So which part here is framing the sound? See, ear, the role of ear is to receive, to convert it back into electrical signal. So the combination of mouth, ear with respect to what? What is the extra thing there? What is the purpose of this can here? Right?
Okay.
This can is what is helping to convert this sound into vibrations. Can is not carrying the sound. It is framing according to what actually you are speaking something, right? So it is trying to convert the sound into vibration, right? So now here there is one more thing, application layer. Now which part? How about the application layer now? So CAN is modulating the signal and CAN is not carrying the sound. That's clear. Now tell me which part is acting as an application layer now. How the person is able to speak? Who is giving him the information to speak? Who is allowing him to speak? Who is giving signals for the boy to speak? So what is happening now? It's a 3-layer model where application, data link and physical layer. Cable, which is acting as a physical layer, which is the mouth, which is acting as transmitter, which is encoding your message into sound. Right? The role of ear is to receive and convert it back to the electrical signal. So it's a combination of mouth, ear and CAN. So data link layer, it is just like a hardware, just like how your Bluetooth works. It's just like transmitting and receiving the data. So brain, all your thoughts, right? Whatever there in your, whatever you want to do, they have been directed and they are being transferred. These mouth and ear are there helping to transfer our thoughts through thread, a thread which is the physical layer. So to modulate the signal and not to carry the sound and convert the sound to vibration, all these things are being done by the CAN. So if you compare with the same 3-layer model here, you have earlier you were using in the last session we were using UARTs. So UART is responsible for taking message from the application which is running on the microprocessor and transform it into physical voltage. It will travel through the wires and reach to other end. So in the next picture what you see, Now UART is leaving the message to Bluetooth. So Bluetooth through RF signals, it is received by one more Bluetooth and finally to the application layer. So here CAN is a Bluetooth module. UART and Bluetooth modules are the new data link layer communication. Once the data is ready, it is being given to the physical channel. So all the hardware which is being used is to transform the message to a suitable format. I repeat, all the hardware whatever we are using here, they are used to transform the message into suitable format to this physical channel. So controlling devices using Bluetooth with the mobile is a 3-layered model. So end to end or machine to machine, a 3-layer architecture where there is no necessity or no necessary thing important for us to get connected to internet. So it's good that devices are at a distance. So new emerging data link layer technologies where they provide us a communication link with more than hundreds of meters. So they will be easily happening with Bluetooth. So something you have like low power wide band technology where you are using a very long range technology here. So you need to think that for which application, what type of communication has to be set up. So cellular network is a setup to devices similar for how you go for mobile to mobile communication, where we have already a communication network which is none other than internet. So usually what happens when the distance between the two towers, when you use a cable, if you use internet for this communication, for long distance communication, yes, it is good. But once it increases to the hundreds of kilometers, definitely we have a good communication channel to connect devices. But there are some rules for this communication setup and they are very much different from this conventional model, which is 3-layer model. So usually whenever you are trying to connect to a server from a client side, to connect a client to a server, normally what happens, you are going for wired, you are going for Ethernet.